Amazfit Bip has been there for a while in the market, but is it really relevant in 2020? Let's look at the current conditions like the price drops, the other alternatives, and the competition, and let's see if this is actually worth buying in 2020. So guys, if you are new to the channel, subscribe and also like this video. Let's begin. When this was launched, the price was about 6,000 rupees, but on a good day sale, you can get this for about just 4,500 rupees or about $60. And if you don't really care for the built-in GPS, then you can definitely consider getting the Bip Lite, which is essentially the same except for that lack of the GPS. And guys, this on a good day sale, you can get this for about just 3,000 rupees or about roughly $50. And if you don't mind getting a refurbished one, then you can get the Bip itself for about $50 or about 3,000 rupees. So that's really a good deal. And yes, the Bip S is launched, but I don't really recommend it for that price, and I feel it is just barely an upgrade. The first thing that can make any gadget boring and sort of irrelevant is the looks. We are talking about both the physical looks like the strap and stuff, and also the watch faces. Bip has a few cool straps available in the market because of its popularity, and I got a couple of them. You can see they both look really cool and kind of spice things up when it gets boring. And it has a ton of watch faces literally available via third-party apps, so it never really gets old. The display has to be the best feature of this device, offering great outdoor visibility, and it's very practical for a typical average day-to-day use. Even to this day, I find this display to be the best, and it's sad that I don't really get to see such transfective displays from competition. Yes, the display is not sharp. It in fact looks a little washed out and pixelated at times, but I would still pick this over an AMOLED display on a fitness watch. The software experience is still pretty good with fluid user interface that is simple and easy to operate, not really making it complicated unnecessarily. I have seen some other fitness watches in the same budget and the user interface is just cluttered and it just feels terrible. Let's hope that competition brands like Realme come up with something better. Another thing that is obvious is the health tracking that you expect from fitness watch, and it does pretty well, but I don't really use it for sleep tracking because it feels a little bit bulky. Otherwise, it does do well in terms of counting steps and measuring basic health tracking. And finally, the battery life is still great, giving me around 10 days of battery life with about moderate usage. So still, I would say for a fitness watch, for always on display and stuff, I would say this is still very good. So it is still worth buying, partly because the competition hasn't really evolved in this particular space, especially in terms of display and the user interface, which is what makes this worth buying even today. It's not perfect, but it is still very good value for money. So that's been it guys. If you found this video helpful, please like and also subscribe to the channel for more such content. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.